The USA Archery 2020 US Open is brought to you by True Ball and Excel and Matthews. Also brought to you by PSC Archery, Hoyt Archery, Black Eagle Arrows, and Elite. A good look at the field of play where archers qualified for elimination rounds as we head into our final match of the day. Greg White sitting alongside Braden Gellantine, and we are all set for our Recurve Senior Men Final. And we have a couple of outstanding shooters lined up for you. Matt Requa, who's been around quite a while, is a resident athlete, USA Archery Recurve. Good look at Matt there, who's been around for quite a while, has battled through some injuries over the years.
Yeah, I've known Matt since back when he was at Texas A&M. He's come a long way, and he's an incredible shooter.
And that's Joonsuh, 18 years old, from Virginia. He starts us off. Joonsuh is our third place qualifier, Matt our fourth. So tricky conditions in the elimination rounds. Sees our two top qualifiers of Brady Ellison not in this match.
Clean shot for Matt.
So we start off from Matt with a 7-9. We're set
Joonsuh's
point scoring
9-8.
system.
Oh, low level. Yep, there we go. All right. All right, so we got a 25. Means Matt needs a 9 to tie, 10 to win the set. Nine. All right, 1-1. I think that's our first tied set.
I believe you're right. Yeah, it's our first tied set scoring that we've had.
For recurve or barebow, yeah. Everything else has been decided pretty decisively.
So yeah, so really welcome to new shooter Joonsuh, 18 years old. He went
He's
to
got plans of attending the RA system as soon as it reopens.
Can you explain to people out there maybe what the RA or resident athlete system is?
Right, so we have a program out in Chula Vista, California, where archers can live and train under the tutelage of Coach Lee and Chris Webster, and it's an opportunity to just hone your skills and focus on the Olympic Games with no real distractions.
Because this is the Olympic archery competition that you would have seen this summer, but obviously with things going on around the world, that's being delayed till next year.
And I mean, I think it's a benefit for the U.S. for sure, probably for most teams where people get another year to train and focus and just kind of drive. You know, the Olympics, it's once every 4 years, and you see athletes train for 4 years, and I think this year you're going to see them training for 5 years, an extra, year of preparation. You'll see some athletes tail off and others step up. And
I was going to ask, can that, with some of the older athletes, maybe play on the motivation,
I'm sure emotions are just, completely polarized. Some people are like, this is my last chance. This is, I was about to age out, or not, age out from being my most competitive, and others are, coming into their peak and their prime, and it's going to be interesting. See how everybody handles it. Life changes and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff between now and then. So 1-1 tie, Joonsuh, 18 years old. This is his first year shooting as a senior. Shot cadet world record at JOAD Nationals last summer. This is a rising star in USA Archery competition. We'll start off with a low 8.
He seems to have a pretty good read on the wind.
Went exactly the opposite shot.
Yeah.
For Matt Requa.
Matt looked strong there.
Interesting shot, outright 7. There's a little bit of wind where the shooters are standing, but it takes a moment to kind of get down to the target 70 meters downrange.
I'm kind of surprised by the open groups right now. That's another 8. And Matt needs a 7 to tie, and an 8 or better to win the set. And there it is, an 8.
Okay, so that's all that counts in this one, and we're going to go 3 sets to 1 for Matt.
That high arrow from Matt's real close. It could go either way.
Okay. Yeah, of course we have our judge heading down to take a closer look at it.
Both athletes are getting, the coaches are probably getting over the nerves. This is the highest level shoot off that both have had, you know, as far as competition and prestige of the event. So not surprised to see a little bit of nerves here, and I think the level's only going to get higher and higher as we progress through the match.
Yeah, because you have 2 things really working at you. One, figuring out the field of play, meaning obviously the wind and the other factors involved, and then shaking off those nerves. So
exactly.
we expect to see much more in the gold, and to see who is it going to be, the experience of Matt Requa that's going to be able to figure it out quicker, or is it going to be that aggressive enthusiasm of the younger Joonsuh, who, by the way, gets to shoot. How many times have we shot a USA Archery National tournament that was close to your house, Braden, in Massachusetts?
It's
not too many times.
This is probably the closest it's ever been to my house. We had a couple of the USAT events up there in Massachusetts, and that was always great to sleep in your own bed. You know,
yeah,
it was kind of nice, but
yeah,
it's not very often that the Nationals is held in your own state and you're able to capitalize on it and, you know, perform like these guys have.
Yeah, and for this young man, he gets it done early. In the Virginia resident, bringing his own flair to competition. I noticed the clips that he has on his jersey. My guess is to keep that collar down and in control. What do you think?
Oh, especially in the wind that we've had today. I could see that thing flipping around and causing inconsistencies in arrow flight.
So, O will start us off.
That's a good shot. Yeah, there it is, 10.
I mean, this is the amazing thing about sitting next to Braden, folks. I mean, he can just tell from body language where this arrow is going to land, and just right in the 10
That's
ring.
a look of determination from Matt. 9 left.
Just a little bit of shake in that bow arm, holding that bow.
That was clean too. Yeah.
Wow.
That's an impressive shot.
Now we can see the arrow, where the tip of the arrow is. There's that piece of metal that's hanging off there, that metal flap. What is that?
That's the clicker. So that's how the recurve archer can determine what their draw length is when the release fires. So it's a way to manipulate your shot speed, arrow speed, and your draw length.
So when that thing goes, it clicks.
It's
That's
time
your
to fire.
Whoa.
Yeah, perfect 30.
Oh my. Well,
a little flare there on the bow arm toss.
Wow, how about that? 18 years old, and he got this thing sorted out quickly. I mean, Matt's group has been good. It's just not exactly where he wants it to be. And, oh, that one
just a little low. He could tell from his face that it was just the sight dipped at the last moment.
So Joonsuh closes the gap immediately, and now we're all tied up at 3-3. Set system, very interesting way to score things versus the way Compound does it with a cumulative score.
Right, so now Matt may be down 4 points for the set, but he can shake it off because it's still 3-3. It's a tied ball game.
No.
Whereas Compound, he'd be down 4 points and he'd have a really big hill to climb.
Good replay.
It's so clean and powerful, his shot. It's impressive. I'm excited to see what he does with a few more years of, you know, just building confidence and working with Coach Lee.
And you know what? That is what USA Archery is here to do. It's here to develop the young talent that we have and to cultivate the talent that's established, to get them competitive at the Olympic level and to really bring home gold for the United States. And that's what that resident program is all about in Chula Vista, is giving the athletes an opportunity to live, breathe archery.
But that shot and the power and the grace in it, it's something you don't see every day. That raw talent, that skill, that's something you see out of Brady and some of the top Koreans, and that's just like, that's what you can't teach. That's exciting.
So you're watching it unfold in front of your eyes, 18-year-old Joonsuh, maybe an opportunity for us because of the Joad Nationals not being able to compete. You see some of these younger archers coming to compete here at this level, at the senior level, and you're watching the emergence of a star right now.
And he's got no pressure. Like you said, he's a junior shooter shooting up in the senior division. It's, you know, just being here is all icing on the cake, and he's able to put his talent on display for us.
And he still has, what, 3 more years as a junior able to compete?
That's crazy.
2 or 3 more seasons?
Crazy.
Oh, big gust of wind just hit our commentating position. Didn't look like it affected his hold very much. The release
may have affected the arrow.
Mm-hmm. That's where we're seeing it. The wind is blowing from right to left, so that drift can take it right into the 8-ring. Matt Requa. Good release.
Yeah.
So, point advantage in this set.
Let's see how Joonsuh bounces back here. Yeah, that shot is incredible. So clean.
70 meters distance at 122 centimeter target. But this wind is just such a clutch shot.
Good shot. Ooh. That was a surprising impact.
It looked so good on the release. Oh, quick shot.
Yeah.
With authority, but drops it in the 8-ring. Kind of knows maybe he knew that 6 was shot. So
just getting one downrange while the wind wasn't so bad.
Yeah, for Matt, not enough points available. Right. So we're going to go 5-3.
So Matt's just using that arrow as a sighter to kind of figure out the wind and get his shot back under control.
Wow. Joonsuh, 18 years old, on the verge of a gold medal in the Recurve senior men category. Who would have been able to predict this at the beginning of this week?
Right. I mean, I'm sure he's been confident enough in his training to know that it was he was capable of it. And I'm sure he and his coach have had this in mind since COVID started, that this was, his breakthrough moment, and he's taking advantage of it.
Now, we do have Olympic trials. Obviously USA Archery has Olympic trials, and for Joonsuh, he was top 16 in our Olympic trials. So he has been, even at this young age, starting to climb the ladder, and now in front of this stage.
And he qualified 3rd this weekend too, so he's been right there with the overall score.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting. He's definitely a wild card to watch moving forward into the Olympic trials. I would not put my money against him.
So, Braden Galantine, how does Joonsuh close this one out and grab himself the gold medal?
My Nostradamus moment. I see 3 in the gold and an exclamation point on the last arrow.
Wow.
Bold statement of the year.
That would be incredible. All right, but if you're Joonsuh, are you feeling pressure? I mean, he came into this thing, no expectations, but all of a sudden you find yourself in the lead of someone with the experience and skill level of Matt Requa. Are you chill? Are you anxious?
I'm sure he's anxious. Like that last shot, last end, his shot, you could see it was too fast, too powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just something that's going to get better with age. And that's been muscling him in there.
Oh, there you go.
That's a good lead.
And what we need Matt to do is take this to 5-5. So we go to that one arrow shoot off with Joonsuh.
Ooh. This is where age, maturity, and confidence come into play. Okay.
I mean,
it's still anybody's game at this point, but Joonsuh needs a good arrow here. Okay.
Okay, it's a solid 9. Solid in the gold.
Matt just needs something in the gold here. An 8 really will get it done. 9.
He caught it.
We're going to a shoot off.
Wow. Oh boy.
Well, 0 for 1 on Mortal Locks of the Century for me. But that last arrow was pretty good.
So we are going to be tied up at 5-5 in terms of set points. What an education Joonsuh was getting right now in the Recurve senior men's category here, the gold medal match. I mean, plenty of experience so far, but at this level, it's just a different It's a different step.
Right, exactly. I would imagine in the junior division, when he had that end where he shot the 30, it would have been like a game-changing moment where the other guy was like, oh, great. But here, Matt's like, I can do that too.
Yeah, he can.
So Matt wasn't flapped by it and just motivated to do his best, and he made it happen. We're headed to one arrow to determine the champion for 2020.
It's incredible, Matt Requa's story about coming back from injury and how he's just progressed back to form and now finds himself.
That's the thing, Matt's strong.
Yeah.
And anytime he's, hit a setback from like that, he's come back stronger.
Wow, I think this was a really interesting tournament for all of us to see who actually was putting some time in during COVID, who had a chance, who was motivated.
For sure.
And, it's just given us some surprise people in the gold medal matches, and it's just been an absolutely phenomenal tournament put on by USA Archery. The combined tournaments of the 136 target nationals with, of course, what we're shooting for now, the US Open.
To be honest, it's just so great to be out competing again and having an organization like this moving forward and doing the right things and taking into social distancing into account and just making it possible for us to be out here.
Yeah, it was a unique way to shoot for all of us. Normally we're used to shooting on those lines just shoulder to shoulder, but we were staggered and we had nice distance between each archer. And it was a big commitment for USA Archery to pull this off, and they've done an outstanding job. As we are now set for what, Braden? Here we go. So tensions are climbing.
Single arrow. Joonsuh will be leading us off. If he shoots a 10, Matt will need to match it with a 10. But if either archer doesn't shoot a 10, we're close to the center. Oh, got a little flinch there. 9.
Okay.
That's a good arrow, especially coming back from that little clutch at the end. So Matt needs a strong, solid shot with a good read on the wind to take the win. There it is.
He does it in comeback style. Matt Requa comes back from a deficit to close the deal and snag that gold medal. What a shot. And he finally smiles. After the shot, he just turned around like, yeah, I got it.
Right, he knew it was a good shot. He knew it was what he needed. And yeah, instead of exuberance, he probably feels a lot more relief and just kind of, comfort knowing that the hours and years of hard work that he's put in have paid off. And on the opposite end, Joonsuh got a taste of what it's like to be here on the final, and I think that this is going to be just an extra fire in his belly moving forward, and I'm excited to see what he does in the future.
I don't think there's any question about it. It's not like he's going to look back on this match and be like, oh, because I think his eyes are forward.
Exactly. He's going to look at all of the mistakes, all of the errors, and just know that he was so close, and next time he'll do everything he can to have the outcome come out differently. But kudos to Matt. That was incredible. That last shot to just put an exclamation point on it. I was right about that. There would be a decisive victor.
Yeah. Yeah, you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. Wow. When he needed it, Matt Requa was able to dig deep.
Matty Ice
able to get it done. We're going to get to talk to him in a moment, but that was impressive. I mean, really putting a stamp on, hey young buck, it's not quite time just yet.
Right?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
What a gold medal match we had for the Recurve senior men. The young upstart, Joonsuh, put a lot of pressure on the veteran Matt Requa, and he is on headset now. Matt, unbelievable match. Congratulations. It was a comeback, and then that just nasty 10 to seal the deal. Congratulations. Tell us about the match.
Thank you. The wind was really throwing me off. It's a lot stronger over on the left side of the field, and this stadium on the right was just throwing me for a loop.
So tell us what you were thinking, heading into that final end of competition. You knew you needed to close that gap.
I just, trust your shot. Just trust it and try not to, overthink it. Just shoot your shot, pick a spot, wherever you need to aim off and go.
Now you're shooting, single arrow for the gold medal, and you're the second shooter. So what was going through your mind when Joonsuh was at full draw?
Well, luckily for Recurve, all you have to do is shoot a 10 and you get a second arrow regardless. So just put it in the 10 ring and call it a day.
And what does this championship mean for you right now?
It's really good. I unfortunately couldn't be at my sister's wedding in California. So I'm doing this for her. I hope that she has a wonderful day. I love both Sarah and Finley, and I hope that they have the best time, even though that this is their third wedding date so far.
Oh, wow.
It's been canceled twice for COVID.
Well, we're sorry you couldn't be there, but at
You
least
gave
you
an
got
awesome gift, Matt.
Yeah,
Way to
Yeah,
go,
I
bud.
got a gift for them.
All right, congratulations, man. Great job.
Thank you very much.
All right, so there's your USA Archery 2020 U.S. Open men's senior recurve gold medalist, and Joonsuh will be able to stand on the podium and collect his silver medal for his accomplishments as well. Well, we certainly hope you enjoyed our coverage from Richmond, Virginia, and the USA Archery 2020 U.S. Open. For Braden Galantine and our entire cam crew, thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.
That's a good feeling to know I can make this bow do whatever I want it to do and it will react. This thing is just so much more stable and it just controls an arrow so well. Coolest part about it is all you need is a Torx wrench and a couple of Allen wrenches and you can just stand there on the line. You don't have to run and put it in the press and move those shims. This is a dream to work with right now.
One chance, one moment, one shot.
Announcing the new patent-pending CarboFlax stabilizers. A biocomposite blend of carbon and flax. Flax plant yields a natural fiber with very advanced properties. Flax offers 3 times the vibration dampening of glass and 20% more than carbon. Natural composites are up to 15% lower weight than carbon fiber. TrueBall Excel. We make archery better.